My tech startup failed. Sitting here reflecting on the journey, I must say it was a wild one. From the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, I've learned a lot. And in this video, I'm going to go over the 5 key lessons that I've learned during this startup journey and share them with you in hopes that you guys don't make the same mistake that I did. So let's go into this journey. So let's rewind back a bit. Back in May of this year, 2024, I joined what I would say was a great opportunity. A former co-worker of mine, the CEO, had started building his MVP for a ticketing platform, and he was looking for co-founders to help bring his vision to life. And he approached me with the idea, and I liked it. And so, because we had some history together, we worked together at a blockchain startup before, and we already had some experience working with each other, so I decided to join. And then, I joined as the CPO, the Chief Product Officer, and I was in charge of all of at least finishing up the MVP, in charge of anything front-end related and anything product development really. And then we pitched the company to another former co-worker who was a excellent back-end developer who worked at the same company that we worked at, and he decided that he was going to join as well. So he was handling the back-end and security. I don't know why I got a little bit of a brain fart just now, but yeah, he was handling the back-end and security. I was handling front-end, and Eric, the CEO, he was handling all of the business development. And so the dream team was born. 3 developers, 2 focused on the product and 1 focused on business development and validation and trying to get clients. So without getting too much into what the product actually was, in a nutshell, it was a ticketing system aimed at disrupting the ticketing industry by giving event organizers control of their secondary markets. So while I was working on app updates and freshening up the app, the CEO, he was out validating the idea, like I said, trying to find customers and business and event organizers that would want to use our product. In all of this, we even won $25,000. So that helped us with our validation, making us feel as though we had a great product. But here's the thing, validation isn't always what it seems, because despite the progress, we still failed. So from my failed startup, here are the 5 key lessons that I've learned. Lessons that I will carry with me through all of my future endeavors, future apps that I'm going to build. And so let me break them down for you. Number 1, validate more than you code. We thought we had validation, but looking back on it, it wasn't strong enough. Yes, users liked the idea, but we came to realize that many venues, they didn't care so much about the secondary market. Plus, most venues were tied into contracts with other ticketing platforms, which they weren't willing or even able to break. So if you're starting something new, spend more time validating than building. Challenge your assumptions so that they are no longer assumptions but more facts. And if validation doesn't come, walk away early. It'll save you time and a ton of resources. Number 2, build only what's necessary. For us, we knew we should start small and build only what's necessary, but we fell in the trap of chasing a cool app and got caught with that shiny object syndrome. Despite knowing better, we prioritize features and polish over simplicity and speed. From that, what I learned is real users don't care too much about the bells and whistles if the product doesn't solve their core needs. By trying to perfect the app before actually getting it in the hands of the users, we delayed our launch, and in turn we missed out on valuable real-world feedback. So start small, stick to what's essential, and let your users drive the evolution of your product. 3, listen to feedback even when it's hard. We were so confident in our vision that we we did actually overlook feedback, whether it's from users, peers, or even critics. And as a team, we've learned the importance of proactively seeking real-world feedback, because people won't always share what's wrong unless you ask. So it's on you and me to create those spaces so that people can speak freely, whether it's through surveys, one-on-one conversations, or even beta testing. Fostering open dialogue is crucial, and it should be your top priority when building a SaaS product. And number 4, finding the right mentors. We tried to do it all by ourselves, and it cost us. We did get some guidance through an accelerator program where our CEO, he went through the program and received coaching on how to go about validating the business and mentorship, basically. Me personally, I wasn't directly involved in those meetings. Looking back, I realized I should have been more hands-on to understand what was actually going on in those lessons and what all he was being taught in those lessons and the learnings that I could have taken away myself. One key takeaway for me is the value of being actively involved in mentorship opportunities. If you're building a startup, don't hesitate to seek advice, whether through accelerator programs, LinkedIn. Just make sure that you're fully involved in going through that whole mentorship process. And number 5, don't burn out. As developers, we pushed ourselves hard, constant problem solving. But burnout isn't just physical. It clouds your judgment, it kills your creativity, and it just makes you work a little bit sloppy, I would say. And I've learned that building a startup is more of a marathon than it is a sprint. So prioritize your rest, set boundaries, and make sure to take time to recharge, because a well-rested mind is more sharper, more innovative, and better equipped to handle the stress that comes with entrepreneurship. So what's next? This failure is just the beginning of what's ahead. I'll be sharing my journey as I'm going to start building my new project, taking the lessons that I've learned and implementing them as much as I can. But I think this next project is going to be a little bit different, and just wait for the next video and you'll see what it's going to be. I think it's going to spark a little bit of a debate in the comment sections, hopefully, and I hope you guys will just tell me how you brutally feel about it. I think it's going to be we'll see. But this channel, it isn't just about me building apps and showing it to you guys here. I'll also dive into things that I find interesting, such as tech news, things that are happening around the world, my journey as a developer, of course, some investing news, some investing strategies, some stuff that I'm doing on the side, entrepreneurship, and just life in general. So that's the 5 key lessons that I've taken away during this time. All in all, I think that was 8 months, I think it was. They were pretty well spent. I learned a lot during the time, and that's basically all I have for you in this video, but I'm going to leave you with some final thoughts. As Henry Ford famously once said, failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. So failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of it. This startup might not have succeeded, but the lessons it has taught me is invaluable. By sharing them, I hope to help you avoid some of the same pitfalls that we went through. And so if you're excited for the upcoming news, if you're excited to learn, build alongside me, hit that subscribe button and let's build something good together. See you in the next one.